days, God? What's the days? Huh.
Said I'm sipping on that lean, careful with my team. Sipping on that lean, careful with the dream. Sipping on that lean, careful with my team. Sipping on that lean, careful with. I said I'm sipping on that lean, careful with my team. Sipping on that lean, careful with the dream. Sipping on that lean, careful with my team. Sipping on that lean, careful with the dream.
Slay was not only a comrade to me, but he was one of the most genuine people I ever met. And he did a lot for me as a person and an artist. So I wrote this spoken word, it's called Thank You, Slay. Thank you, Slay, for the way that you protected the culture. You stayed authentic every day, kept it away from the vultures. You gave a lane for true spitters. You put their faces on posters. You kept the art of rap alive, the way you were supposed to. Thank you, Slay, for never changing and remaining the same, for showing everyone respect. It wasn't based on a name. One of the realest DJs ever, and you survived in a game that was oversaturated with suckers and lames. Thank you, Slay, from all the artists and careers you inspired, for every underrated rapper that you told was fired. You took the unknown models and elevated them higher. You fought for hip-hop, you told me to stay me, and I ain't have to blend in. I appreciate the love. You was a man amongst men. Thank you, Slay, for preserving the art, letting the world observe cats who spit words from their heart. You went from Graffiti King dads and tagging up in the parks to K-Slay, the drama king. You left the world with your mark. Thank you, Slay, for representing the streets, taking underground rappers and letting them eat. If Slay had an album dropping and you was spitting that heat, he ain't care if you was signed or not, he sent you a beat. Thank you, Slay. Thank you, Slay, but we can't thank you enough. Since the day you passed away, every day has been rough. But I know deep in my heart, if heaven is real, then the drama king is in that building. Thank you, Slay.
That I was in the studio with Slay 4 hours. Man brought me a nice rosé, Ace of Spade bottle to congratulate me. He did a pre-recorded interview so that he could promote and play every single song on the album. The next day we went to Philippe, and it's funny because before Philippe Chow was cool to us, we always went to this incredible seafood spot called City Crab, I think on 16th and Park Ave. That was our Philippe Chow before Philippe Chow. And I put Slay onto that restaurant. Slay would always send me these pictures of when he was eating in there and he got the lobster or the shrimp or whatever. And it was just dope to know that these everlasting impressions that we was able to leave on each other lasted up until City Crab closed. And then Philippe came to New City Crab for us. But in all of that, all I want to say is, Slay, I love you so much. We're going to definitely start doing things a little differently to make sure that these incredible legacies of our brothers don't die.
That's right.
And, you know, grace and family, continuous blessings. Hip-hop, we got an obligation to this man.
That's right, boss.
Peace to the gods and earth.
Peace.
Okay, so we're going to go into the video tribute right now. I need everybody to stand on their feet, take out your phones, hit record. We're going to show you what the drama is all about. If I can get the house lights low.
DJ K-Slay, the drama king, the soul controller. It was a time that I had stepped away from the culture. I was soulless and confused with light. But in 1990, I decided to return, and the culture helped restore my soul. Hip-hop saved my life. So just know, when I say I'm doing it for the culture, It's not business, it's personal.
I remember meeting K-Slay on 125th Street at Harlem Music Hut. Those mixtape day games when we were out here working, distributing tapes, he was doing the same thing. I bumped into him, I met him. And shortly after that, what we have so much in common is we started Hot 97 together about the same time. We started doing this show called Take It to the Streets at midnight every Saturday. They used to put me on one week, him on another week, another DJ another week. And that's how we started Hot 97 together. Then shortly after that, he got his own show. I got my own show. But the interesting thing with K, he would keep his business in the Hot 97 family. He would call me up and say, Camilo, can you do my Straight Starting Magazine party at this gentleman's club, at that gentleman's club? And we had some great times those nights, man. He would bring artists out. He would put on the dances for the strip club culture. He would put them on. He would put them on their magazine. Not to mention his mixtape game. Oh my God, what he brought to the culture with that. All the drama king. You know, all the battles, all the beefs between artists. You know, he would set the tone for the city, man. That aggressiveness that K-Slay had was like no other DJ. I don't want to hear that. Like, he brought that special fire to the culture. I'm gonna miss him, you know, just the way he was, that genuine person that he was. A great soul, man.
Just want to give a big rest in peace to my guy K-Slay, you know what I'm saying? As a DJ community, definitely hurt, devastated, man. We never expected anything like this, man. No one was expecting anything like this, man. So just want to give blessings and give condolences to his family, friends, you know what I'm saying, all his fans. And man, K-Slay, man, we love you. We're gonna miss you, brother.
An entrepreneur, a true king, a drama king. Yo, K-Slay, we're gonna miss you, brother. You're one of one, like they say. You're in that category, and you'll remain there. There'll never be another you. DJ, graph writer, street sweeper, always looking out for the people on lockdown, and definitely keep the straight stunting going. Love always, salute, make it to heaven. I know the gates are gonna open up for you. You've been already accepted before you even got there. Love you. Peace.
I used to always notice that they wasn't really using Slay on the holiday weekends. So I called Slay up and I said, hey man, you know, would you like to be a part of these mixed weekends on Hot 97? Because I always noticed that you're never a part of it. And Slay said to me, he's like, yo, C, thank you so much for calling me. Because you're right, nobody never asked me to be a part of the mixed weekends, the holiday weekends. So yes, I would love to be a part of it. When I did that for Slay, like when we had that kind of communication at Hot 97, where I was putting him on for the mixed weekends, he was very grateful for that. You know, and most importantly, he was grateful because he used to always tell me like, you know, cats kind of only look at me as a street DJ or a DJ that just only represent for the hood. And I can do it all. See, I can play the regular hit records that we play on Hot 97.
Me and K-Slay, we had like a crazy history. We both came in the industry around the same time, and we were battling. We were going back and forth, and we had beef, and we had problems. But the dope thing about it is, we sat down one time and we just started laughing about all the problems and the back and forth. And I remember going to his place in Harlem. We had a place in Harlem, and he would throw the key down, and he would come up, and he was just so inviting. And me and Coke, which was my rapper, and him and Papoose, they did music with each other. And he always had my back after that. If I ever did an album or released anything, he was there to support. And I was there for him, even though we were on two different stations. When Slay had an album or Slay had a record, I supported and I played it. And he was one of those dudes that didn't care about the station politics. He didn't care about the back and forth. He just supported the culture. He loved the culture.
You know what I always say that I appreciate about you and that I admire about you is how many times that you've kind of reinvented yourself. Mm-hmm. But it's like you did it for you and not really for other people, you know? Mm-hmm. Anytime I'm going, I'm like, K-Slay went from here to here to here to here, and now you're doing what it is that you want to do, you know? So I admire that.
Elevation. K-Slay, that was my friend. That was my friend, 100%. It's like, of course, it started with him calling us to get on his mixtapes, you know, and then the freestyles and all that. But after that, those phone calls turned into, yo, Sheek, did you see this movie last night? Yo, did you watch this and this and that? So that's what we grew to become friends, man. And I gotta say this real quick. I know we're all sad right now,
Of course, because we're gonna miss my brother. But if you knew K-Slay, he wouldn't want you to be sad right now. At all. He wants you to celebrate his legacy and his life, but he wants you to keep pushing on with yours. So do that. And Slay until we meet again, man. The Drama King. I love you, man.
To the legend DJ K-Slay. Rest in peace, Harlem native. We gonna miss you, man. I just remember K-Slay, Dipset, Volume 1, Drama King, K-Slay, ringing through everybody's cars and up and down the blocks.
K-Slay's reach, time in the game, and his commitment to the culture of hip hop and the streets is unprecedented, to say the least. From original graffiti writing days to DJing and mixtapes, radio, Straight Stunt magazine. I mean, he was helping the streets. Always helping the streets.
We're talking about like his fashion jackets. We have to have some in the Universal Hip Hop Museum.
Yeah, Rocky and the whole team at the Universal Hip Hop Museum. You know, obviously this was all happening so fast. People were just finding out the information of the passing of the great K-Slay.
But that's something they need at some point.
And the first name K-Slay ever blessed me with was the tallest Mexican. When he first saw me, he never thought Mexicans were that tall in life. Him growing up in Spanish Harlem, so I thought that was pretty funny. And since the first time I met him, he just, he put me on his wing and he put me on some game, and he's a great human being, man. He told me a lot. And in my darkest moments, and when I lost my loved ones, he told me to be strong. So I'm going to return the favor to everyone and just to be strong, man, because that's what Slay wanted.
Peace, Slay. I'm heartbroken you leaving me, my brother. I had the pleasure of being your manager, business partner, and friend for over 15 years, and I'm still in disbelief. Magnanimous, honorable, the highest integrity you gave to everybody, and was so humble and pure of soul.
Man, I met my man K-Slay 20 years ago. I was out in New York doing promo. I had the #1 single, Showdown, featuring me and Montel Jordan. I was getting cut every week. And one of the homies that was cutting me, by the name of Paul, he was like, hey man, I got a homie that's doing these mixtapes, man, man, you think you'd be down and, get down on him. Me being who I am, I'm like, man, let's go. We walked right from the barbershop right to now known as the infamous and legendary, my brother, K-Slay. And there, I met Black Rob, met Grandmaster Cass, and we got busy. And we've been brothers ever since.
Salute to my brother DJ K-Slay. We're gonna miss you, King. It's not gonna be the same. I remember listening to K-Slay on the radio and on mixtapes, and always feeling like he was the ear to the streets, and he knew and had his finger on the heartbeat and the pulse of the streets. And the big thing with K-Slay was he always wanted to make sure the streets were represented properly. And he was not gonna bow down or lay down to anybody who was gonna get in the way of that art form. So we salute you, King. We salute you, brother. We miss you. The original OG, hip hop, Desi Dez, AKA K-Slay, from around the way. Yeah. Love you, brother. Peace to his family and his friends.
Yo, Slay, thank you for the years and years of brotherhood. Can't believe I'm saying this right now, man, but I don't know who I'm gonna call for advice moving forward in life. So for the past couple of days, I just been playing back all of the jewels you gave me to make sure I remember. Thank you for believing in me when the rest of the world didn't. Nobody supported us. They closed doors in our face. We kept going. You know what I'm saying? You said, yo, Pat, man, nobody can control your destiny. Don't give nobody that power over you. And you was right, because we stayed consistent. And even when we gained our success, you inspired me to work harder to maintain it and achieve more. Even when it slowed down, you're still in my corner, my brother. I'm forever in debt with you. You big brother I never ever had. I love you, my brother, and I'm gonna make sure I do everything in my power to continue your legacy. Street Sweeper's dedication forever.
And the case is about the place, and the debates in the place. Forget the straight, because we are the truth. We got the fella, got shot, rocket in the pocket.
Huh.